Hello, this is Tim and welcome to another Elite Dangerous video. I'm clearing my save and everything here again and starting fresh. I tried to start a new career last night and due to a program crash I lost everything that I had done last night. I did upload the video of the night so you can still watch it, but starting tonight I don't have those stats on my account from last night because they were lost. So basically what I'm doing right now is going back to the same place where I was last night and starting fresh with my Sidewinder with a single pulse laser. I'm in the Eranin system, which is currently being attacked by the Federation, I believe, and close to Eranin 2, which you can see at the top of the map here, there is a federal distress signal, and I'm flying towards that, and basically when you get there you'll find there's a big federal mothership, and it's being defended by a load of federal craft, and it's being attacked by a load of Eranin security forces. So here I am, and there is the mothership right in front of me right now. I've deployed my pulse laser, and in a moment I'm going to select which side I'm going to fight on. You just go to the Functions tab over here on the right, choose Faction and then Federation. And now you'll see that the blips on my scanner appear red, yellow or green. Now the green ones are friendlies, the red ones are the Eranin defense forces, and the yellow ones are either outside of scan range or they are using cooling to basically hide from my scanners. Now, something that you'll notice on the scanner and directly in front of me right now is a hollow triangle. And the hollow triangles that are on the scanner, they are obviously human players. So what I've immediately noticed is that I am not alone here. There's obviously me fighting these guys, but there's also at least one human player as well. And when you're around other human players, you can take it one of two ways. You can be annoyed when they take your kills, or you can just accept the fact that you're actually there fighting the same fight, and if they seem okay with taking yours, take theirs, and then if they have a problem with that, then they shouldn't have done it themselves. The way that I felt about tonight, and the reason why I really enjoyed myself, is because I just figured that we were all in it together, and however many kills we got is however many we got. And if you look at the scanner now, there's actually 2 human players fighting on my side. So it's going to happen. There's going to be times when you're firing at someone and another human is going to swoop in and maybe get the 500 credits, but I'm fine with that. It's it's just one of those things. So yes, as this is a new career, I do just have the one pulse laser, as I've said. That was a human player that just ran into me. And I started off with 1,000 credits and 0 kills, obviously. Right now on the scanner I can see there's 3 human players fighting on my side. None that are coming up red, so I think, similar to me, they have some kind of weird allegiance to the Federation from probably playing previous Elite games. I did once or twice. I actually played through an Imperial sort of military game, but most of the time when I would start off my games I would end up working for the Federals, and it's just I guess it's just easier to be in more interesting systems when you worked for the Federals. I'm kind of hoping that'll change here, because you've got the Eranin system here. It's obviously an independent system that the Federals are trying to take over, and you know, it's obviously an interesting story. You know, when you're going to be going to these places, when you have the entire galaxy to play in, and you just randomly appear in this system, and there's a distress signal. You know, that's going to be really cool. It feels like it's a little bit more staged right now, because we only have the 5 systems to go into, and this is one of them. But obviously on a grander scale, when there's, you know, so many systems, and you just randomly go into one, and it has all of these different events and everything that can just be happening in there whether you're involved or not. You know, it's quite interesting, and I'm really looking forward to that, because that's something that Elite 2 never had. You know, you were never asked to defend something like this, and I don't particularly know whether you would ever win this battle, or whether it's just constantly going on. But I would hope that they find some way of actually making it, you know, winnable or losable, not just a place to mine credits, which is effectively what I'm using it for right now. It's sometimes hard with the one pulse laser. It's hard to see the actual target reticule right in the middle. So sometimes I don't even know if I'm hitting them until I hear the sound. It's actually a lot easier when you have 2, because you can see obviously them going to a focal point, and it's a lot easier to see where the target reticule is by actually watching your lasers. So far, even through all that fighting, I've only got 2 kills. Now these guys here have just jumped in, that's why they're kind of sitting in space there, and I do take advantage of these guys a little bit. It actually takes you flying towards them or firing at them for them to kind of wake up. But once they do, you know, like this guy here, he's obviously doing a fantastic job of trying to stay out of the way of my guns. He's down to 50% hull. So yes, these guys that have just jumped in, if you stay really close to the mothership, the ship that you're defending, you'll probably never even notice them. But if you go to the edges, you know, where you're getting the kind of yellow, you know, bouncing signals, those are quite often the guys that have just jumped in that are out of range of being actually detected as an enemy craft. But when you get close enough here, you can see that they are. So, and as you can see, you know, he woke up as I was flying towards him before I actually fired. But until that point, he'd just jumped in and he was just sat there.
Target shields offline.
Again, doing a very good job of kind of staying out of my targets for a little bit there. But then I guess here he just goes to sleep or something, and Just lets me pound him with my laser. For those that might be wondering about my my system and things, I have an i7 3770K and a Zotac GTX 770 with 4 gigs of video RAM and 64-bit Windows 7 with 8 megs of RAM. My controller is a Thrustmaster T1600 or 16000M, and then you can actually see a video of me showing the controller and showing how it works and everything, and how I have all of the buttons labelled and things like that on a previous video. Just you should see a thumbnail where there's a kind of a picture-in-picture look, and one of those is a joystick, and that's the video to watch if you're interested in that. And I also have a Track IR5, which I find quite invaluable, really. It whenever there's a ship that flies out of the main field of view, it makes it so much easier to move them back in the way of your guns, you know, when you're able to see them above your cockpit and everything. So, you know, it I highly recommend for any combat-based sim, whether it's a flight sim or whether it's a space sim like this, I highly recommend getting a Track IR. And it now appears that there are 4 humans, all on the same side. There's 4 hollow triangles that I can see on the scanner, and obviously any of the yellow bouncing blips might be other humans, either friendly or enemy craft too. But I mean, this, as I said, you know, you can take it 2 ways. You can think of these people as stealing your kills, or you can just accept that you're all fighting, you know, and shooting the same targets, which quite often, if you're all close together, the one that shows red for you, which for me now is at the right side of me, might be the one that's showing for them too. So you might all fly towards the same target at the same time, because it's shown on your scanner. Here I purposely flew the opposite direction because I thought one of the yellow blips would be a enemy craft, and it was, and that means that I should have this guy to myself unless an NPC comes in to help. Target shields offline. I don't really think of them as stealing my kills. I just think that, you know, it's just a matter of circumstance. They're seeing the same targets as me, and you know, that's it really. That guy actually came real close to taking down my shields, which was a bit of a surprise. I was going head to head with him and hadn't really had much of an issue with that. And then he obviously got a lot closer to killing me than I would have wanted. And the unfortunate thing is that someone else got the kill there. And it's funny really, I think I probably killed twice as many as the stats will show, because I didn't get the final shot. just flying towards some yellow blips on the scanner here, hoping that I'll get some kills to myself. And so far every single yellow blip has turned red, so now it's just a selection process as to which one I go after. And this guy has just jumped in again. He's woken up as soon as I started firing at him.
Target shields offline.
And what's interesting is that he only deployed his hard points when he turned back towards me there. It seems like he was just completely unprepared to go into combat, and if Frontier have actually programmed them to kind of have the human types of, oh god, what do I do, what do I do, you know, that's quite interesting. It should allow for some really kind of strange scenarios.
Target destroyed. Under attack. Target shields offline.
Going head to head with this guy again, but I have full power to shields, so felt pretty safe doing that. But it is interesting how, you know, if Frontier have programmed the artificial intelligence to kind of have that kind of human-like delay, like, oh god, what do I do? Because that's really how humans react. You know, if you're busy kind of attacking an NPC or something like that, and then a human comes up behind you and starts hitting you, well, first of all, it's going to take you time to realise that you're not just, you know, being hit by crossfire from someone or, you know, something like that. It's, and then, you know, you're going to have to realise, what do I need to do? Are they hitting me hard enough to transfer power to shields or not? Can I just turn around where I am and fire at them? How many lasers do they have compared to me? All of these questions that you can think about afterwards, and you know, you can kind of figure out. At the time, it's difficult to do that. You don't really have a lot of time to think, and you'll actually see that later when there's a human player attacking me, and when I'm attacking another human. There's definitely a delay between when I do something and you know, when I am attacking the other human, when he actually does anything about it. So it's like I said, it's interesting if they've done that. Just looking here to find another target, and there we go.
Target shields offline.
And this is interesting here. It's not often that that a Sidewinder will, an NPC Sidewinder at least, will actually mirror what you're doing. I was stopped in space firing at him, and he decides to stop in space firing at me too.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
And really not having a lot of difficulty with these NPC sidewinders, but I have come close a few times on my shields. I mean, I was down to 1 bar again there, going head to head with this guy.
Target destroyed.
So, you know, you can definitely lose your ship, you can definitely get in trouble, but they just it's not that big of a risk to go head to head, especially when, like I am, you know, you're still in the starter ship with the starter weapon, and if you get killed, you can just ask for another free one because it's the starter ship. So if you lose this ship, you don't lose any money, essentially.
Target shields offline.
And as far as ship progression, I don't like the Eagle. As someone said in a comment, it's because I use so much lateral thrust, and the Eagle doesn't really do that very well. It has great speed, but I am low speed all of the time in combat, really. The only time I try to use any significant speed is when I don't want to go head to head with a target, so I try to be fast and boost past them to get behind them. Yeah, I always have power away from engines, really, and that's one of the difficulties for me when I'm attacked by a human, is that I end up having to put power to the engines, and that takes you know, valuable time that usually allows them to get the better of me if I wasn't ready for them. And you'll actually see that in this video in a little while.
Target destroyed.
A bit disappointed not to get that bounty, because I feel like I did a lot of work there, and you know, like in a lot of other ones, you know, I probably could have had twice as many kills really with the actual work I did during this evening, but oh well. We're all in it together. Right now I'm still seeing 3 human friendlies on the scanner.
Shields offline.
Being careful there not to hit one of those friendlies. And here again, you know, he's just stopping in space. He has dual lasers, and if I'd have stayed head to head in front of him, I think he would have easily taken my shields down.
Target destroyed.
And right now on the scanner there are 4 friendlies, and just at the bottom right there is an enemy, a human enemy. He's actually just changed into a yellow blip. so that stops me noticing him right now.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Target shields offline.
I'm assuming that at some point there will be kind of scanner upgrades that you can buy, where you'll be able to determine what the yellow blips are, you know, when they're further away, or when they are on, you know, silent running, cool running, and things like that, because it's definitely an area where it would be nice to be able to have some upgrades. But I don't really mind if it stays like it is. It's just sometimes a pain to fly towards the yellow, you know, blip and then find out that it's a friendly. And that was a very annoying one, not to get the bounty again. And then here I finally noticed that that human enemy. There he is, selected now, and he's fighting with another human. And there's me and another guy closing in on him, but the other guy gets him first before I could. And you know, I'm quite happy with that, because the guy that ended up getting him had probably been in an intense dogfight with that guy since I failed to notice him on the scanner a few minutes ago. So good for him.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
Obviously, if you haven't noticed, everything on the enemy forces is a sidewinder, and they all seem to be fitted with dual lasers, possibly beam lasers that they are, you know, obviously releasing the firing mechanism on to give them room to breathe. This guy here was very difficult to get back in my targets. Having to use lateral thrust there because I simply couldn't bring the nose up, you know, quick enough without it. And you'll notice behind the target there's a cloud in space. They've actually done a really nice job between the alpha and this first version of the beta to work on the clouds and the nebulas and everything like that, and make them look a lot nicer.
Target destroyed.
Found another target that's just jumped in.
Target shields offline.
Oh, I was talking about the ship progression earlier, and I was talking about how I don't like the Eagle. The Sidewinder's great, it's really manoeuvrable. I like the speed of the lateral thrusting. It allows me to fight the way that I want to fight, essentially. The Eagle doesn't. It's very fast in a straight line, and you know, it has pretty good manoeuvrability, but it doesn't seem to have the lateral thrust that I like to use when I'm in a combat situation. So I think what I'll do with this game, if I earn enough money to do so, or with the full game, I will probably go straight from a Sidewinder to a Cobra. I honestly, unless there's a ship that's put in the middle that has the characteristics that I like, I don't see myself giving up a Sidewinder until I can go to a Cobra, which also has the you know, pretty nice lateral thrusters. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see the different styles that everybody has and which ships suit them, and then, you know, which ships that they get in just to use as a stepping stone to get somewhere else and everything like that. It's I think it's quite possible that at some point I'll find myself trading. You know, if you're in too safe of a system, or a place with no sort of war zone activity like this, what else are you going to do, really? And the thing about trading too is that it's always possible to make money that way. You know, you don't. You just need a ship with any amount of cargo, you know, capacity, and you can probably get yourself out of however deep amount of trouble you're in, you know, financially, without having to start a new game or anything silly like that. So I do think that at some point too I might find myself just trading. Okay, so here we have another human player. He wasn't expecting an attack. I'm able to get in quite a bit of fire on him here. And it looks like there's actually two human enemies on the scanner. And I don't see any human friendlies right now. But that guy jumped out before I could get him. I do now see one human friendly, and this enemy here. And he doesn't seem to really know how far away I am. He's kind of trying to do all of these maneuvers, but if I was really close, they would be working because it would be difficult for me to keep him in my targets. But because I'm so far away, it's just literally a small turn for me to keep him, you know, right in front of me. He still hasn't got a shot off at me. He's not really effectively running away here. And there you go, that's him gone. And then I noticed that there's another human player, and it looks like on the scanner like it's two human players fighting each other directly ahead of me. The friendly is just going out of the screen at the top right. And I'm just flying in and trying to go a little bit faster because he's actually pulling away, so he must have more power to his engines than I do. I eventually figured that out and put a little bit more power to my engines. He's also being tracked by another human player that you can see the trails of. And he jumps out too. So, we almost had a nice little dogfight there, but he left, so I pulled back towards the mothership. And found my next target now.
Target shields offline. Under attack. Target destroyed.
And I don't know if you could see there, but so far I have 20 registered kills and 11,000 credits. And started the night with 1,000 credits and 0 kills. I'm starting to wonder though if, similar to in soccer or football, you know, whatever you call it, wherever you are, whether I should be credited with actually assisting, because I'm pretty sure I've assisted with a lot of kills, but maybe that would be too many stats really.
Target destroyed.
I always try to,
Target shields offline.
I don't know whether it's on purpose really, but I always try to hit enemy craft on the rear and on the top. And the reason for that is because with these sidewinders, the hard points for the weapons are on the top, and if you can hit those, you can obviously damage those. And if you hit in the rear, you can damage their engines, so you can, you know, take away some ability for them to maneuver. That was the bottom of the ship there. With a sidewinder, the top of the ship curves, and the bottom is flat. I can pretty much make that out when you know, when I'm flying towards one. I don't know whether other people actually think about that when they're attacking one, or whether it even makes that much of a difference, because you can target individual components of a ship. For example, if you are a pirate and you want a cargo hauler to drop its cargo, you can actually fly up to it, sub-target the cargo hold, and basically you can just try to hit that, and then they won't be able to control their cargo. It'll literally be sucked out into space, where if they then jump away scared, they'll leave all of their cargo behind. You know, so you can definitely do it with other ships too. You can target weapons. You know, you can target the power plant, life support, various things like that. So I kind of try to do that without actually sub-targeting something. And that's one of the reasons why I actually strafe so much and use the lateral thrust like this, is because, you know, that's the top of his ship right there. If I can hit him by his weapons while he's doing that, he's essentially left his weapons exposed to me for me to take out. Up to 25 kills now. And found another sleeper. I'm quite lucky. In the whole of this video I was never set upon by more than one enemy target, and I think that's because there was so many friendlies around, either human or an NPC, that there was never, you know, like a way that they could kind of focus in. Now, I was attacking the NPC there, and I just noticed there's a human player here. So I've actually switched target, and I'm now going after the human. But he's actually down to 15% hull, and unfortunately he manages to jump out before I could take advantage of that. But it gives you an idea of the scale here. All of the blips that I see on my scanner are not all of the blips that are in this area, and you know, it might literally be a flight in, you know, 30 seconds in one direction to find a human enemy or a human friendly that right now is a yellow blip, or is even off the scanner completely. I started to have a little bit of lag here. You can see him kind of hopping from location to location because it didn't seem able to keep up with him. And I think possibly one of the reasons is because there's actually about 6 friendly fighters that are all attacking him at the same time. So hopefully that might be something that Frontier will work on. So yeah, the area that you're fighting in is much bigger than it looks like on the scanner. And there's a lot more ships here than it looks like, because your scanner has a limited range. I actually have it set to mid-range right now, and I've just noticed over on the left side of the scanner there's a human, so I roll over quickly and then move over there, and he's actually firing at me before I could do anything. I've put power to engines because I need to get behind him, but my shields are already offline. So I now have to put power to my shields just to bring those back up again. And he's doing a real good job with me. I'm trying to get to where I can fire on him without him firing on me, but unfortunately we end up head to head here, and with my shields down and with me having one pulse laser to his two, that was never going to work out. So congratulations to Commander Backer 49599, who because he doesn't have a name yet, he probably only got the game the other day when it went into the beta, but he still managed to completely kick my ass. So good for him. I end up back in the station here with my free Sidewinder, and I will admit that I was a little bit annoyed there. So I had enough money to buy us another weapon, obviously. So just seeing if I can fit anything else. I wanted to see if I could fit more defences or anything like that, but unfortunately not. After buying that weapon, I have 12,300 credits left. Going to undock here, and 27 kills at this point. I've just added the weapon to the firing group there, so that when I hit primary fire, both the pulse lasers will fire at the same time. And undocking from the station. And I have a button assigned to my gear, which I press about now, I believe. And going to head back to the Federal Distress Signal. My main motivation for going back out there again was to try to find that guy and take him down. I figured it would be a more even fight with us both having two lasers.
Drive charging.
And entering Super Cruise.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Another thing that Frontier appear to have fixed is that when you enter and exit Super Cruise now, the majority of the time, as far as I can see, it doesn't change the background. It doesn't like realign you, so you're looking at something different when you come out of it. So that's quite nice. So I'm back in the war zone here. I'm just looking for a human target. Going to assign myself to the Federal side again on the Functions tab here. And I'm not seeing any human enemies. And both lasers deployed. Power to weapons and shields and away from engines. And I'm just going to take out my my aggression and anger at having been killed on this guy here. And the video actually goes unedited now to the end of the video, because I pretty much constantly am firing on a target. All previous edits really were just me finding targets, so it would have just been boring. You're just seeing me flying towards a yellow blip.
Target destroyed.
But I really kind of get into it a little bit here and show the difference between, you know, the one laser and two. Towards the end of the video I kind of feel a little bit unbeatable. And I'm just taking down ship after ship after ship. and I think I almost kill as many in the last third of this video as I did in the first 2/3 of the video.
Target destroyed.
And I'm now seeing a human friendly who's just killed the target that I was going after.
Target shields
And like I said earlier, it's a hell of a lot easier to maintain constant fire when you can see exactly where your laser is actually hitting. And having the two lasers, making the focal point with kind of the inverted V, it's a lot easier to see that you're hitting there. Whereas with the single laser, it's really hard to see the actual reticule, the actual circle in the center of the target. It's quite a lot of the time I would be firing at them with a single laser and missing anyway. Whereas with these two, I feel like I can see where I'm hitting, a lot easier. This guy did a good job of trying to stay away from my guns. I love the fact that you can hit the debris too. It's not just a visual thing. It's actually physically there. A little bit of lag there again.
target shields offline. Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Target shields offline.
And on the scanner there's a human enemy. I have him selected now. And
Target shields offline.
it's 49599, which may be the guy that killed me, I can't remember. And another human player actually took him down, but I think I helped.
Target shields offline. Under attack. Target destroyed.
now up to 33 kills, so I've already got 8 kills since I came out of the station, I think.
Target shields offline.
Friendly human player is on his way in to steal my kill here.
Under attack.
And yep, he was successful doing that. And he might not realise how close he came to me blowing him out the sky at this point, but I definitely thought about it.
Target shields offline. Under attack. Target destroyed. Target shields offline.
And this human player's behind again, trying to take this one, and they were successful again. And it's a different one, but or actually there's two right there. So I was thinking again about taking them out, but it looked like they'd been kind of working together, so I figured, you know, if I attack one, the other one will just attack me, so I thought maybe not. But what I do is I fly to the furthest target that I can see, assuming that it's going to be an enemy when I get to this yellow blip here. And there he is. And 34 kills now.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
I don't really know how I didn't get that bonus there, but oh well. Next target.
Target shields offline.
And now that's a human ship that's between me and the target that's shooting at him. He looks like a very good pilot at battle, the human. He's got a much better handle than I do on the some of the movements that you need to do when you're going head to head with another ship. And that's the funny thing, really, is that I know how to do them, I know what to do, I just don't end up doing them, you know, whenever I'm faced in that situation.
Target destroyed.
And there, that's a human player that I just hit. Still on 34 kills. It's kind of disappointing, really, when you know that you fired at a lot more ships than that. But oh well. And again, both me and the human player both choose the same target. And I get the money. And rather than going for the nearby target, I went for one a little bit further away.
Target shields offline.
And this guy is just asleep. I don't know if I knocked something out that stopped him being able to move with the early shots, but he just didn't react to anything after that. Found another sleeper.
Target shields offline.
And with these two pulse lasers, I mean, their shields are down almost straight away. And I don't know, I mean, it's possible that when you hit an enemy ship, if you hit them in the right place, you can take out the pilot, perhaps. Because I've had it a few times where if I hit them on the top of the ship towards the front, you know, they just don't do anything. And there you go. It's that was on the bottom of the ship, but I did focus my fire towards the front of the ship. Here I'm not, but still, you know, there's no reaction. And I mean, I can tell that the connection is fine because the human player is coming in kind of dive bombing them from the top, and his fire looks fine, like it's all from the same place. Here I was just checking out who it was again. It was 53414. decided to give him a taste of his own medicine here by
Target shields.
shooting his target. His target went out of range and I really couldn't be bothered to do it, so figured that while he's busy with that guy I might be able to take one out without him assisting. And then I figured out that this guy's probably closer. Because like I said, I never really have power to my engines, so chasing a target down is really not something that I can do with the default configuration.
Target destroyed.
But it's... I mean, this was an interesting night. I'm on 39 kills now, by the way. This was an interesting night because the amount of friendly forces seemed a lot more than the amount of the Eranin defense forces. You know, it seemed like they were almost overwhelmed. And I don't know if that is by design, where the Federals are winning. So there's less and less defense craft to take part in this, and then eventually one day I'm going to come here and win the battle. But it's definitely a very, very different combat zone tonight than it was any previous night.
Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
And this little sequence here where it's been like back-to-back kills, this really bumped up my numbers by the end of the session here.
Target destroyed.
This one's a sleeper. Doesn't seem to be doing anything, and my early shots were all in the cockpit area. But he woke up and started moving. I'm getting more and more used to the Sidewinder again now, so a lot of the time now when you see me laterally thrust, I'll be able to sense exactly where to release that to have them right in my target. I'm now on 44 kills, and that may be where I ended the night. Nope.
Target shields offline.
I don't know if you saw that, but there was a guy that just jumped in right there. Literally, there was a flash and there he was. And that's a perfect example. That's why these guys are kind of just there sleeping. It's because they've literally just jumped in.
Target shields online.
A little bit of strange lag or something going on with this guy.
Target shields online. Target shields online. Target shields
What this display of lag did was made me a little bit nervous that that the server was starting to go downhill, or that my local connection wasn't working right or something. So I didn't spend a lot longer now here fighting.
target destroyed.
So there we go, power to engines, and save and quit. And it took an abnormally long time for it to save, so I was a little bit worried that that it wasn't going to have saved. Like, I could still control the ship and everything, and then suddenly it just went to the main menu. So let's have a look at the stats. I ended up earning 23,500 for 88 minutes play. I died once, I killed a human once, and total kills 46, and the NPCs were 45 of those. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next time.